I now invite Andy Cartlidge, a graduating student from the class of 2022, to the platform to give a vote of thanks on behalf of the graduating cohort.
Hello. Hello and welcome to my fellow graduates, parents, family members, friends and academics on the platform. I am honoured to have been asked to speak today to my cohort at our 2022 graduation. For all of us, this is the end of a chapter that began at least 3 years ago. And we all have our own individual stories of how we got to this very moment. I want to just briefly share with you how I got here. I left school a long time ago with 4 GCSEs of any value. And since then, I've mostly worked as a croupier in a casino in Hanley. It was a place full of characters, both the customers and the staff. I was a bit different, so it was an environment I felt comfortable in. And no shift was ever the same. Something would always happen, and due to the nature of the business, I learned some rather colourful phrases in numerous languages, not exactly a transferable skill to another job. The job, though, was enough to fund my main interests of computers, video games, and making electronic music, which I am sure is one of the main reasons my parents were happy to see me move out. Eventually, though, I needed a change, but the idea of change filled me with a deep unease. Other long-serving staff members were telling me I should do something different, but how do you do that when it's all you have ever really known in your 40s? I felt like I was going to be stuck there forever. However, to quote Shimmy Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker's mother, from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, you can't stop change any more than you can stop the suns from setting. There were 2 main factors that changed things for me. One was the pandemic, and the other is here today, Sarah, my cousin. At least 3 or 4 times, she brought a university prospectus around to the house. I think one day she actually hit me on the head with it. I think at least once. And then eventually relented, and I went along to an open day. And that's it. The rest is history, as they say. Except I got this. Oh, well, I don't need that one now. Most of what I'm going to talk about now relates to the support that I've had over at Staffs. Firstly, thank you to Ashley Cotton and the whole Step Up to Higher Education team. Without them, I would not be here. For the first days, I found were the hardest, to be honest. I remember my brain literally hurting as I wrote my first academic work. This was something I had never done, and frankly, it wasn't something I was expecting to be doing. I am hugely grateful to all the support I've had from you lot, my fellow students, especially in the first year, when I struggled to understand some of the concepts of computer science. On more than one occasion, someone stayed behind after class or spared their free time to help me understand these things. And through the dark times of the pandemic, we supported each other through social media to make sure we stay part of the community. I'd like to thank Jan Lawton, Fiona Nice and Chris Howard for putting up with me over the past 3 years and my sense of humour. And of course, Ewan Wilson, who managed to make databases actually interesting, and whose final year project chats will be the highlight of my week, especially when I got a free coffee. He will also enjoy the fact that I've managed to fit a Star Wars reference into the speech. I'd like to thank my parents. Are you? Not only for putting up with the terrible booming noise of my music, but also for instilling into me the desire to always seek out new knowledge in as many domains as possible, to always have questions, to be creative, and to be kind and generous to others. For me, one of the main reasons of coming to university was to challenge myself to learn something new, to develop new skills, to meet new people, and to gain a deeper understanding of the world around me. And I feel I've achieved that. I've also scored music for film and animation student projects. I've been an extra in a movie, a peer mentor, I work as a student ambassador, a model in a photo shoot. I was interviewed on Staff's television, Staff's Unity TV, talking about the mature student experience. I discovered quite like 3D modelling. I did GradX, where I got to pitch my rather out there final year project to various commercial companies. And I learned to love karaoke on a Tuesday night in the Ember Lounge. And so, as we all begin the next steps of our individual journeys, I am confident that the time we have spent here at Staffordshire University has equipped us with the tools to take on any challenges that may come our way. Change is going to happen to all of us, but for me this time, I don't fear it like I used to just a few years ago. Remember, you can't stop change any more than you can stop the sun from setting. Good luck to you all in your future endeavours. So finally, let's make as much noise as possible to show our gratitude to all the staff who have supported us for the duration of our degrees, and to each other for achieving what we have to be here today. And we all can say we are proud to be staffs.